Hi guys. Well, today is newsletter day, so I'm here, and I had actually this morning I was really thinking about what did I especially want to share with you guys today. I really like to be inspired in the moment and share with you something that I feel inspired about at that time. So as I was out in the national park, it occurred to me that something I am asked very often is, how much do I need to move? How much do I need to exercise to lose weight or keep my weight off or just to have better energy levels? Now, this is a very important part of the equation of living a healthy lifestyle. As we know, nutrition is definitely a massive, massive part, but it's not everything. Our bodies are actually designed to move. And when we don't move, we definitely feel the effects, not just in our weight, but also in our joints and our ligaments and our muscles. Things can get tense and tight and sore and inflamed, funnily enough, when they're not used as they're intended. A few things about exercise, why I'm such a big fan, is because not only are our bodies designed to move, but once we start moving, if you think about the process that we're moving and we get into, say, a brisk walk or something that's a little bit more designed to get your heart rate up, gets you huffing and puffing, that actually means, of course, that your heart is pumping. We hope it always is, but it's pumping a little bit more, which means that your blood is circulating around your body at a greater rate. That means delivery of oxygen and nutrients and also removal of waste. So, of course, we're going to feel a lot better when that's happening. We're going to feel more awake and more energized. We're also producing more positive neurotransmitters, so it's a brilliant antidepressant, very natural. It's even better if we are doing it outside. Vitamin D is something that a lot of us are deficient in Australia, actually. Even here in Queensland, it's new research that a lot of women are actually deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin D is absolutely essential for healthy mind, healthy bones. So we want to be making sure that we're getting enough sunlight every day. So my preference is definitely to be moving outside. But if we go back to the question of how much, Bridget, how much do I need to move? Well, of course, the first thing I'm going to say that I always say is every single person is different. So what's right for you may not be right for the next person and the next person. So I cannot prescribe a general amount of exercise that would be good for everybody because I don't know every person's unique situation, their requirements, where they're at now, where they want to be, and so forth. But a few general guidelines. If we look back to, say, 30, 40 years ago, the data is that we used to do between, on our feet every day, just incidentally in our day-to-day activities, between 8 to 20 kilometers a day of movement. So that is quite a significant amount. And the interesting thing is if you were to wear a pedometer, which is kind of, I think these days, the old school way of measuring your activity, but it's still really wonderful. It's very valuable. It's fun. It's also motivating. So using a pedometer is something that I often can recommend to my clients. It's a brilliant technique. But when we measure our movement, and this is something I used to do very early on in my profession, is I'd get people to record their steps each day, and you would be shocked at the teeny amount of movement we can actually do on our feet each day, simply due to our modern lifestyles. We have remote controls, we have dryers, we have dishwashers, we have so many gizmos and gadgets that mean that our incidental activity every day is actually, or can be, quite minimal. We literally can, if we want to, and I had many office workers I used to see in this situation who can get away with getting up in the morning, sitting at the table eating their breakfast, then hopping in the car and driving to work, then going up an elevator to their desk and sitting at a desk all day, and then coming home and doing the reverse the reverse routine. So hopping in their car, driving home on their bottom, getting home, maybe doing something really quick for dinner and sitting on the couch to watch TV or do more work. So you can see that in that sort of day, if that is a usual scenario, there's very little incidental movement. So the key is to know what your base level of movement is, because if you're, for example, a nurse, a hairdresser, a waitress, someone who is on their feet all day, every day, you may actually be surprised to work out that you do every day between 8 and 20 kilometers on your feet. You may actually do, quite a significant amount. So what I say to people, if you are getting the minimum of 8 already in your incidental day, it's not such a urgency for you to have to schedule in daily activity, because you're getting essentially your daily movement. You may like to schedule in 2 or 3 things during the week that you enjoy, that particularly go for a continuous time of, say, 15, 20, 30 minutes and gets your heart rate up a bit more. Or it might be some resistance training, or you might be doing some yoga, something that's different and using your body in a different way. And again, what's right for you you'll know. Some people love to dance, some people love to play tennis, some people love to swim, some people love to cycle. So the best guide is to think about what is it that I enjoy, and then schedule those types of things into your week if you are already having a good base level of incidental activity. If, however, you are one of the many in our society who do very little incidental activity every day, it is ultra important and respectful to your body and to your mind and to yourself to be more planned and conscious about your movement for the week. I do sit a lot in my job, so I'm very conscious to make sure that first thing in the morning, most days, not every single day, but most days, that the first thing I do is to get out and move. And not only is it good for my body, but it's wonderful for my mind and for my creativity and for my soul. Being outside is one of my daily, soul nourishment needs. So that is a priority in my day. And if I don't get it done in the morning for whatever reason, then I do prioritize it to get it done at the end of the day. It's like having an appointment with the doctor. It's just as important. In fact, I would say it's way more important than an appointment at the doctor's. You make time for that because it's your preventative plan. It's not just your preventative plan, it's your guarantee of feeling your best. The last thing I'd like to say though, guys, is if you are fatigued, if you are tired, if you are sick, if you are ill and your immune system is challenged, the last thing you want to be doing is adding stress on top of that. So strenuous exercise is not something you want to be doing if you are suffering from some type of fatigue syndrome, some type of immune system challenge. You want to be very much more careful about the type of exercise you do, the duration, and so forth. And that is something that, of course, you're going to need individual advice and guidance on. But other than that, get to know your baseline movement and then work from there. So about 10,000 steps a day is the minimum to maintain your weight. If you want to be working on shifting some weight, then it's about 12,500 steps a day. So you've got some figures there, between 8 and 20 Ks a day, between 10 and 12,000 steps a day. I think I got up to 19,000 this morning. There's an app on the iPhones that you can download called Moves, which is very, very helpful for this whole process. And that's all I have time for today. I hope it's given you some practical advice, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Lots of love. Bye.